Hi everyone, Michelle Markey with Medina Domestic Art Studio with this month's block, which is the Flamingo. And I've already taught this in a couple of classes, so this is actually going to be a fairly short video because based on the experience that I had in the class, the written instructions were very self-explanatory. However, there were a couple of items that did come up and I wanted to review them here in this video to hopefully make it easier for those of you who are remote. The first thing I'm going to apologize is for my tripod being in this video. I'm going to try to find something new for next month, so this will be the last month hopefully that you have to look at my tripod in the corner. So again, my apologies. But anyway, back to the Flamingo, and we'll get to the bling part as well, because I have some things I'd like to show you as to what not to do for the bling more so than what to do. Anyway, the Flamingo instructions on the page 2, you're going to see a picture here, and I've replicated this picture with the pens. You can use any pink pen. This is all fabric markers. These are all gel pens. This is an easy step-by-step process to color. However, if you're going to color it using the same exact colors that I have done, you need to, my first thing I tell you is keep your pens in exact order the way they have them. They do have a number associated with it. However, throughout the publication, you'll notice, and let me just get over to that here real quick. I'm just going to flip over to a page that has the instructions, for instance, right here. And by the way, this is going to be my process from now on. You'll see that on one column has the coloring and the other is the bling. And then the page prior to that, I'm going to divide the each block up into sections so that this section will actually have its instructions. If I can put it on the same page, I will, but as you can tell, this is fairly extensive instructions for the coloring and for the bling on this page. So I wanted to make sure that they were legible, so they're on 2 pages. So you might want to, you know, when you get this stapled, if you do buy a full package and you get the instructions included. If not, you will always be able to go to the website, www.medinadomarts, medinadomarts.com, and you can print these instructions out. And I suggest that you keep them singly like this so that you can print whatever you need and be able to, for instance, keep the color page on one side and the instructions on the other. Okay, back to this picture. When I chose these particular pins and put them in your kit, the one thing that I came to realize is all these Kaisercraft colors right here. Oops, let me zoom back out again. The Kaisercraft colors that are located right here, they do not have any kind of name or number associated with them. So having said that, if I start with the very pale peach, or what I'm calling light peach one first, I have given them, I've made up a name for them. So the very first one is light peach, second one is dark peach, third one is hot pink. Believe it or not, that is hot pink when you go to color with it. And the next one, the number 12, is Kaiser Rose, and this final one is Kaiser Fuchsia. Again, I just made up the names so that you would have something to reference by from the photograph and the pen that you have. So they're in line with the numbered order that you see here. And I would suggest again that you keep them on your table as you're working in this order. That will be very helpful as you go, excuse me, as you go forward. Okay. Let me just flip over. And as always, you're always going to get your main blank page to color with. You're also going to get a list of the bling. There's almost 800 stones, pink stones, and there's a total of 22. You can maybe read that number right there. There's 22 different color of pink stones. Many of them are Swarovski. This is really, this this flamingo really is quite brilliant when you look at the colors. So your very first section that you're going to color is going to be the head. And I just want to point something out because this was a difficult set of instructions to kind of write up to where it was understandable. It says here, large area behind eye, Fabrico bubblegum pink. That is going to be this section right in here. That whole section is bubblegum pink. The next section says oval and area underneath eye, Kaiser hot pink. That's this entire area, including the ovals. Really, I mean, honestly, you don't have to color them, but because there's going to be bling on top and a tiny bit of the fabric behind showing, I thought that was the best thing to do. Okay, that's just about it on that page. The next page is the neck, and the large triangles are these kind of very pale triangles right there. The small triangles are all the little pieces that are in the neck, and then the area around obviously is the dark. The two pointed areas are this right here. The small V band is this, and that is the bow tie. 6 pointed areas, the small band right here, and then the second small band. Again, just some confusion in class that I wanted to make sure I clear up with you guys. The next page, I have to say I don't think anybody had any questions on this. Now, when it came to this set of instructions, and again, I would have it side by side so that you can look at this. The small section underneath the feathers to the right is this section right here. This section, I actually say in number 7, use alternating colors of Kaiser colors and Fabrico burgundy. I told everybody in class I just flat couldn't remember what color I used because it's all colored with bling. So this is going to be up to your creative decision. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think that there's any other questions in this particular section. I will encourage you guys to kind of, when you're coloring all this, to overcolor, particularly with the bling pen. It's certainly, if you're not planning on using crystals, any of that bling pen will make the feathers really pop. Okay, keep on going here. And this section, and this was something too, I stated, start at the top of the back, which is this row right here. Now, some of the ladies in class actually reversed, didn't follow through on the instructions, but that's okay, because you can color this thing as long as you use these pens. It isn't going to matter how this looks. It'll all look like a flamingo. So it really did look good reversed. But my instructions do start with this row up here. And there is tip of the tail with diagonal lines, this set of instructions right here. That's for this tiny little bit of section right in there. Okay. Continuing to the legs. Okay. Now, I have a set of instructions that actually does not match this picture. In class, many of the ladies did not like the look that I had, and I'm going to show you that. Actually, no, I don't have one. I actually tossed it. Everybody was so adamant that they didn't like it, and I had made a boo-boo on it, and it's just one of those things when I make a really bad boo-boo, I a lot of times just toss my work. So you're not going to see it. What we did decide was that the Faber-Castell watercolor pen number 132 is actually the best color, and I'm going to move my pens here so that you can see these. And if you look at this color and what's in the picture, it's one and the same. So it's Faber-Castell watercolor number 132. If you are currently purchasing full kits from me, you will actually get this in the mail. I've ordered a bunch of them, and as soon as they get here, I'll turn around and mail them off. Okay, that's the coloring. Honestly, it took most people taking their time, just kind of enjoying themselves in class, a maximum of 3 hours to color this. So I feel like anybody who gets these instructions and maybe looks at this video, they'll be able to color without any problem. He's a fairly easy bird. Now, I do want to talk, though, about some issues with bling, particularly because this guy has a lot of bling. And This was not done on purpose, but unfortunately, it's what will happen. I'm going to fold this so I can actually show this to you up close, because this is scorched. Let me see if I can get this up here. Maybe not. And it may be hard in the video, but this whole area on either side of his neck is scorched, and it's scorched pretty distinctly. And what happened was, I started putting bling down, and I put only a little bit of bling down at a time. I'm going to suggest two things. That you try to get as much bling, let's say down to right about here, and I'm going to pull an iron over, and maybe this will help too. Actually, what you want to do is put enough bling down that if you put this down over, you're going to be able to cover up a fairly large area and set your stone all at the same time. And then, you know, you'll always lift up and then, you know, adjust the stones immediately as you see fit. But what happened was, I kept going in little small sections, and I kept going over and over and over with the same area, and it did end up causing scorched. So what's another way to get around that? Well, and I'm going to bring this over here real quick. Use a silicone mat that you can see through. This is a silicone mat. I think I'm going to start insisting that people use this with their bling so that nobody has this situation come up. So if you don't want to set a lot of bling at one time, get yourself one of these clear silicone mats. To be frank with you, you can order them from Amazon. People who do a lot of heat pressing with vinyl transfer material, they actually are required to use something like this. And I feel the same thing is going to be applicable for you guys. So save yourself some grief. I'm kind of sad. This is ruined. I don't know that there's any way I can get that out. I will try to wash it just to see. And sadly, there's a lot of Swarovski crystals in here. So please be careful with your kit as you are setting stones. And if you have any questions, again, as always, you can reach me at medinadomarts@aol.com, or you can text or call at 303-818-3625. Good luck with coloring this. It's a lot of fun. I think most people in class stated it was probably the most fun class they've had so far. So I hope you enjoy, and please again call if you have any questions or concerns. Thanks for watching. Bye.